Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy A17 and compare it against the iPhone 14 and see which particular phone is the better one for you. Now, what's funny is both these phones are in that $200 price range on Amazon. The A17 is $202, the iPhone 14 is $280. So let's go and see how they kind of compare. If you want to pick up either one of these phones, links are down in the description below. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these phones. The iPhone 14 is a phone that came out back in 2022. So this phone is already over 3 years old now, but it's not like a terrible looking phone. You're still getting a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. It's 60 Hz, but it gets about 1200 nits of peak brightness, which is pretty nice. The phone itself feels like a very expensive phone. You're getting a little bit of a bezel around it, but I do feel like this is one of those types of devices that does look pretty good for the most part. The Galaxy A17, this is one of those phones that's going to be giving you a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display. So this one is going to be giving you a 90 Hz panel. It's going to be giving you basically the same brightness as the iPhone 14. And I feel like this is going to be one of those types of phones that, for the most part, still looks pretty good. I feel like this is a phone also that will probably give you a pretty decent experience. And like I said, I feel like if I'm going to go through and buy a phone, I feel like that's a pretty decent phone too, and the 90 Hz display is much nicer. You are getting USB-C and expandable storage on the A17. The iPhone 14 is only giving you a Lightning port. So that right there also is kind of another one of those really cool things going on for that type of device. Now on the backside, you're getting this glass back on the iPhone 14. The A17 is this like hybrid kind of plastic, I don't remember what they call it, like glass fiber back. But I think it's more of a plastic back for the most part, but I think the iPhone 14 feels like a way more expensive phone for sure. When it comes down to cameras, the iPhone 14 is giving you that dual camera setup. The Galaxy A17 is giving you a triple camera setup, but it's more in line with that dual camera because the macro lens doesn't really do much. But the iPhone 14 camera is significantly better in almost every single way. The iPhone 14 is going to be giving you a way better camera setup, and it's just such a nicer type of phone. And if I'm going to go through and buy a device, that one is the one that makes more sense. 4K at 60 on the front and the back. That phone is also going to be able to give you really good solid type of capability. And like I said, if I'm going to go through and buy a phone, that right there is going to be a super nice thing that I love about that type of device. So for me personally, I feel like that right there does make that device, kind of stand out a little bit more. So from a camera perspective, the iPhone 14 is a very solid one when it comes down to it. From a software perspective, the iPhone 14 is probably not going to last as long as the Galaxy A17. The A17 is set to last about 6 years of software support. The 14 is probably going to last maybe another 3 to 4 years. So kind of keep that in mind. If you plan on upgrading your phone in 2 to 3 years, then it doesn't really matter. If you want, I wouldn't even recommend using the A17 for 6 years if I'm going to be completely honest with you. So, A17 is giving you more years. And finally, when it comes down to the performance, the iPhone 14 is giving you the Apple A15 Bionic chip inside with 6 gigs of RAM. The Galaxy A17 is giving you the Exynos 1330 chipset inside with 4, 6, or 8 gigs of RAM. So I feel like that right there is also going to be another very big thing. Because if you're going to go through and pick up a phone, I feel like the Galaxy A17 is going to be giving you a pretty, it's not a terrible performing phone, but the iPhone 14, for already being a few years old, is surprising to me because I feel like that type of device is kind of going to give me a little bit of a better type of experience in some ways than something like a, Galaxy A17. I think from the smoothness perspective, the A17 might be better, but I feel like from an actual heavy performance perspective, something like an iPhone 14 might be better there. So to kind of sum it up, what I definitely will tell you is that, I like both these phones, but if I'm going to recommend one to somebody, it's probably going to end up being something like an iPhone 14. I feel like this is the phone that I would rather buy and I would rather have. And if I'm going to go through and pick up a device, that's the one that makes more sense to me. I feel like with something like the Galaxy A17, this is a very good phone and I love this phone a lot, but I just don't think it's a great phone for the price, considering that you can easily buy another type of device for only slightly more expensive, a better device for only a little bit more money. So in terms of that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.